of how this preseason has been for you already in Spain for the first week, and if you were able to take some time off after a very fun championship run.
Yeah, well, I think so far it's gone really well. The way we are approaching it is we're trying to really push and continue for where we left really a few weeks ago. It's been obviously a challenge because nobody probably has ever done in the WSL what we're doing at the moment, but that's not new to us with CONCACAF, winning CONCACAF and all of that. So we're trying to really be prepared to win that competition that we're going into, and credit to the players, credit to the staff. Everything here in Spain is going so far really well, apart from some heavy rain the first couple of days that there was some flooding and stuff, but all good. So yeah, I think it's going really well. It was a bit challenging because we obviously achieved what we wanted to achieve, which was going all the way to the final and winning the championship. But knowing that obviously going all the way was going to reduce considerably our break. But yeah, in a way, it's also positive because obviously the players didn't get out of shape as much, and I think we are in a very good place. And in terms of the personal side, it's always my role for the nature of it is always a bit difficult. We did some work after the end of the season. I think every club always stay 1 or 2 weeks. We had a couple of weeks, obviously, between celebrations and closing down the season, and we had to prepare, to be here in Spain on January 2nd. So it's been short, but it's been good. Go back to Spain, go back to Madrid, see my family, my friends, and we will also have a little break after the competition. So yeah.
All right, we'll open things up with Jonathan Tannenwald.
Next, Megan, I Juan Carlos. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Hello. How are you
To
doing? Happy New Year to you too, Jonathan.
you. In the time since we last saw you, all these annual rankings that we love to talk about came out again, and you've spoken before about how you think they underplay some of your players, some of the American players a little bit, and they've done so again. And now you're going to go to London and play in this, FIFA tournament, potentially play against Arsenal on their turf. Do you at all say to your players, let's have a chip on our shoulder? They don't believe us. They don't think we're any good, blah, blah, blah. Do you let yourself do any of that to motivate the players?
Well, no, I think that, it's true that I feel like probably the American players in general are a little bit underrated, especially given the condition as the Olympic champions at the moment. So yeah, on that side, probably they should get a lot more recognition than what they do. And for us, obviously, it's not a new situation for us. I think Jaden said really well on our way to the playoffs, and for us is we at Gotham we want to win. We're focusing at the moment on our friendlies here, but with obviously the mind or the eyes on that first game really against Corinthians, because they're saying that we don't want to be undervalued. We should never undervalue an opposition, especially I think with the history and the know-how like Corinthians, who've won numerous Copa Libertadores, and they've been dominating the South American football for a very long time. So that will be a very big challenge, and obviously in a very short turnaround for this point of the season for us, which effectively will be after 3 weeks of preparation, our first two competitive games. Hopefully going to the Emirates, and playing Arsenal and becoming world champion, it would be something incredibly special. So yeah, that's something we're really pushing for, no?
And what do you think this thing's going to mean for the soccer world? It's the first one of these. Um, the Club World Cup on the men's side last summer was seen as nice, but we didn't really know what it meant yet. What do you think it's really going to mean on the women's side? Is it going to feel serious? Is it going to feel a big deal?
Well, for us it is, like we already did some work when we played the CONCACAF with the players around who were certain teams that were on the screen. Nobody really recognized. I think it was Sweden, the first Euro champion or the first actually, the first team, a German team that won the Champions League, or who were the first Olympic champion, and at the time probably the repercussion compared to what the repercussion they have now, where the Champions League winner at the time it was Barcelona, or the World Cup champion at the time, or now it's Spain. All those teams now went down in history, and those competitions have grown to have an incredible value. So that's how we went into the CONCACAF, and now forever we're gonna be the first champions of the continent at club level, and we wanna do the same at world level. No, for us it was always the target from the moment we started competing in the CONCACAF. We knew that this kind of competition could be at some point. I think in the women's game, for how it is, it probably means a lot more than in the men's game, because in the men's game, I think is obviously is growing around the world, but Europe is clearly the countries that dominant at club level, and there is all the time this discussion is between Europe or the WSL and WSL, or it could be some of the other top European teams. Then WSL, what is best? So I think it could be really meaningful. Obviously, the time is what it is. It's probably obviously difficult for us in terms of the preparation, and obviously the venue doesn't really play into our hands because going to the Emirates is credit to them, credit to Arsenal. They've done a fantastic job. They get an amazing fan base every day or every game at the Emirates, but we love it. So yeah, let's see who wins. No, but first we need to get there.
As always, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Jonathan.
All right, Luis.
Buenas tardes, coach. Primero que todo, feliz año. Gracias por la oportunidad. Otro año más aquí. Quiero preguntarte, el Gotham FC está acostumbrado, y lo hemos hablado anteriormente, está acostumbrado, ¿verdad?, a competir. Estamos en una competencia nueva para, ¿verdad?, para todos, una competencia nueva en general. ¿Qué tan importante es para el Gotham FC estar en este torneo y salir a competir día a día en este torneo?
For us, we every time we compete or we play, from the moment I go here, I really wanted to install that winning mentality, and I think it's not only about we want to have a winning mentality. We want to also do it on the Gotham way, and I think that's probably what winning is some consequence of the way we play, and that's how we wanna like we wanna be seen. And for us, it's our bread and butter, no? Like we understand that wearing this badge has a responsibility of performing at a certain level, playing a certain way, and make sure that we can dominate and win games against any opposition. The more you do that, the higher you go, and we're lucky to be on this position, no? Like it's an amazing opportunity being in this semifinals or final four of the first FIFA Women's Champions Cup that will crown the first world champion at club level, and we are 2 games away, and this has been, if you look at it, almost a 4-year project. Now we had to win the first year the championship to get into the CONCACAF the next year. In that year we had to qualify to play in the semifinals and the final. Last season we've done those 3 stages, and now in this fourth season we are competing to be world champions. So it's credit to the club, from owners into equipment, every department, and the players really from present and past, because as I said, during these 4 years, there's been a lot of players that have contributed to this moment, and now it's a special moment.
Y la última, ¿qué significa
Luis,
representar a Gotham FC?
perdóname Luis, porque me preguntaste en español y te contesté en
No hay
inglés, ¿no?
problema, no hay problema, tranquilo. ¿Qué significa representar a Gotham FC y a la NWSL en un escenario como este?
Bueno, es muy especial, ¿no? Al final la NWSL por el formato que somos, ¿no? Por la historia que tiene, creo que es una competición donde los clubes están muy cercanos los unos a los otros. Al final es una competición donde no hay ascensos y descensos, ¿no? Como puede ser en cualquier prácticamente competición a nivel mundial. Y eso hace que los clubes estén en una continua relación, las jugadoras también. Y al final sabemos que en este caso no vamos a representar solo al Gotham, vamos a representar a la NWSL, a todo el país de Estados Unidos y al continente bueno, de la Confederación de la CONCACAF. Entonces, para nosotros es un orgullo, la verdad.
¿Tú crees que, hablando de liga y descenso, y me voy a tomar esta tercera pregunta, I'm sorry, I got the third question, sorry. Ah, ¿Tú crees que sería más competitivo en un futuro quizás hacer una unión con la segunda liga de Estados Unidos y tirar una liga de ascensos y descensos en la NWSL?
Bueno, es una pregunta compleja porque al final también para estar en este nivel se requieren ¿no? Ciertos niveles de salario, de instalaciones, de staff. Al final, si la segunda liga o otra liga pudiera estar a este nivel, sería a lo mejor algo interesante, pero creo que al final el sistema americano de competición deportiva es algo que es muy diferente, donde los fans buscan algo diferente, ¿no? Creo que eso es algo complejo. Creo que la NWSL lo está estudiando, ¿no? Está haciendo sus estudios para ver cómo incrementamos el poder llegar a más zonas. Este año se unen dos equipos más, ¿no? Con Denver y Boston, que incrementa mucho la competición y creo que ese es el camino que estamos tomando ahora mismo, ¿no? Que es más el incrementar esta primera división más que hacer otra segunda, ¿no? Al final creo que a cuanta más gente podamos llegar, más zonas del país, porque es un país grandísimo con muchísimos fans, pues mejor, ¿no?
Thank you, gracias.
All right, we'll
Nada.
open it to Sean.
I've seen a few more. We got
Sean?
Sean, another Sean, David. I can see Jan Tellez as well, maybe from Spain.
Mexico, Feliz Año. I hope all is well.
Gracias, Sean.
You have you're overseas, a bit of a joke, but also a bit of a question is who gets the miles for the travel all your players are doing?
No, we do. Like
Okay.
yeah, the travel miles, they definitely help when it comes to having some time off. Sean, that's probably one of the only benefits of all this traveling that we do. Now we actually
And
get it. Yeah.
now the more real question is your players of late have been all over the place with media, nighttime talk shows, morning talk shows. Shaw was featured big time in Times Square for the World Cup draw, even though it was like 22 degrees. What does that mean to you as far as the prominence of your league, your team, your players on not just a local league, but nationally?
I think it's very important, no? I think, we want the people around the world and in the country to know these players. I think they are fantastic role models and they are great athletes, but they are great people as well. So that visibility it is key for young people, whether are female or male. But obviously, for females, it's even more important because like that they can see that they can achieve their dreams. I think it's fantastic. Every time I see any of those things, I feel proud. Like when I see them talking in these talk shows, like the way they conduct themselves with the professionalism, with their own personal attributes. I think it's unbelievable, and I think it's the way it should be. At the end of the day, I'm lucky that I'm in contact with them on regular basis, so I get to know them and to see how hard it is what they do, but at the same time how they are as people and they are truly special on their own ways, all of them. So I think it's a positive thing for sure.
Thank you. We'll go to David.
Hi, Coach. Happy New Year, first of all.
Happy New Year.
So my question for you is, so after winning both domestic and continental trophies last season, how do you keep this group hungry and motivated heading into another major competition?
Well, it's just because that's the nature of who they are. I don't know how many of my players you probably know, David, but the hunger they have to win is unbelievable. Like I think it comes within their nature. Like they win one competition, they're already thinking on the next one. They won the championship. They were already going to compete. No, Esther and Anne for the Nations League. The American players in the competition. Well, it was friendlies, but still with the national team. For us is we try to focus on the day to day, and we know that we are able to enjoy, to be better, to perform. Then we're gonna be able to win in the short term and win in the long term. I think sometimes we don't try to focus too much on, oh, we wanna, we know we wanna win the championship, or now we wanna win the FIFA Champions Cup. We're focusing on how can we get a step closer right now? How can we be better tomorrow? How can we be better the day after? And I think that's what keeps us going at the same time. That is enjoying that process. I think when you put too much focus on just the outcome, then you forget about, like the steps, and the steps are actually enjoyable as well. No, I always say that you win a title when, you try to win a title for months or years, and you win it when the referee blows the whistle in the final moment, then you are a champion. So it's just literally a second, but you need to really enjoy all the time until that moment, and then be ready to do it again. I think that's the nature of who we are, but yeah, especially enjoying every day, no?
Yeah, and now my last question is: you've now coached more matches than anyone in club history. How has your vision for this team evolved since your first season?
Well, I think that more than evolving, it's just becoming real. Like when I came here, I wanted to leave a legacy, and obviously the situation that the club and the team was, it wasn't really ideal. I want to be remembered as a good person that is been in a football club and is helped it to be better. And I think so far we've been able to achieve that. And that obviously, we've made history with all the trophies and successes that we've had at club level, but also in individual development level. So I think it's just becoming more and more real. Like I think if you tell me, probably I think I'm starting my fourth year that we're gonna be competing now in the world the stage with Gotham. I will tell you that that's the target. How realistic was going to be, nobody know, because the competition didn't even exist. No, so I think it's just becoming more and more real and more tangible. And I think again, it's credit to everyone that is working. Like management, ownership, every department of staff, players, everyone is really, really going above and beyond for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll go to Sean and then we'll wrap with Jan.
Good evening, Juan Carlos, to you in Spain. Um, Best of luck to you in your preseason preparations. I'm not sure if you heard any of the availability from Emma Hayes' press conference yesterday. She was very complimentary of what Gotham's doing and how Gotham have fared over recent seasons and what they've accomplished and the importance of this competition. Do you have an important dialogue with national team coaches like Emma Hayes and other coaches? What kind of feedback do you get, and how important is that compared to what you're getting internally from your coaching staff and your data analyst?
Yeah, I have to say from here to thank Emma, Denise, the US, because they've been really supportive with us in this moment. Obviously, they could have called in the players, and we know some of our players will have probably been there, but we're in constant communication, whether it is with Emma or with Denise. I think they really want the best for the players, but also the best for the club. And we talk of after, before every camp and probably after every camp, there is points of contact. We have club visits normally from Tennis. Like there's really a very good contact, whatever it is with the seniors, and also we're lucky now that we have Sarah Szupanski with the 23s and Mark Whittam with the 17. So we have contact not only with the seniors but with all of them, and I think the collaboration is being really good, and they are also understanding of the situation we are in with this competition, where we are. No, the competition is in Europe, where basically, playing in London, they are in LA. Like they were from almost the moment the competition was announced, that they were very supportive, that they were going to help us to be successful with it, and to support the players and do what is right for them. And I think Emma is always trying to push that side of things. So I have to really praise that, because it's not always the same with every national team coach. And yeah, I think in terms of what we speak, obviously with them, we speak a lot more about the individual development, what players can do, and not only players that are in the team already, but players that are now suddenly potentially getting a call up. Like probably, I don't know, one case. Maybe towards the end of the season, now it was Jalen Howell, and we were talking about what things he needed, what things we see, and that collaboration is key for the US, for us, and ultimately for the player to be the best version of themselves. No, so yeah, from here the compliments need to go from our way to their way, not only for their achievements but also for how they are supporting us. No,
All right,
thank
thank
you,
you,
Sean.
Sean. We'll wrap it with Jan, and I apologize if I'm totally not saying your name correctly.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Bueno, buenas tardes para vosotros, Juan Carlos. Soy Jan Tellez de la agencia F en Nueva York. Un placer
Yeah,
conocerte. Y
igualmente.
mira, por un lado quería preguntarte cómo está siendo este tiempo en España, pues entrenando con el equipo, haciendo estos preparativos para la Champions Cup, para el torneo. Y por otro lado, bueno, especialmente también, pues, como has comentado al principio, que has ido a ver a tu familia en Madrid, etcétera, etcétera. Y también, pues, si hay alguna diferencia entrenar en España que entrenar en las instalaciones del club de Gotham, etcétera, etcétera. Y también me gustaría preguntarte si en vez del Arsenal en el torneo, te hubiera gustado que estuviera un equipo español como podría haber sido el Barcelona. Gracias.
Vale, a ver, empezando por la experiencia aquí en España, creo que está siendo fantástica. El año pasado ya vinimos a Marbella, ¿no? Estuvimos un poquito más cerca de Estepona. Este año estamos en Sotogrande, que está bastante cerca también. Y la verdad que es fantástico, ¿no? Porque al final, evidentemente yo soy español, muy orgulloso también, ¿no? De ser de aquí y el poder traer al club aquí es algo que a mí me hacía especial ilusión, pero creo que también el ver cómo las jugadoras disfrutan, el staff disfruta de la comida, de la gente, del tiempo, es muy bonito. Además, creo que para nosotros el venir a Europa nos hace... Ya nos hizo el año pasado, ¿no? Los partidos amistosos que encontramos son diferentes, diferentes retos. Al final allí en Estados Unidos tienes que viajar mucho para encontrar partidos y los equipos al final son casi siempre los mismos, a no ser que vayamos a lo mejor a jugar contra algún equipo de México, mientras que aquí pues jugamos contra pues, equipos españoles, de Alemania, Dinamarca, Suecia, Inglaterra, ¿no? Pues hay muchísima más variedad de estilos de fútbol y creo que eso es muy importante, sobre todo para un club como el nuestro que juega en competiciones internacionales. Ha sido, la verdad, una experiencia muy positiva. Fue el año pasado una experiencia magnífica. Este año también está yendo todo genial. Trabajamos con la gente de Marbella Football Center que la verdad que nos hace tener una experiencia fantástica. Y bueno, en términos del rival, pues la verdad que nuestro rival ahora mismo es el Corinthians. Ahí en eso estamos centrados. Evidentemente sabemos que Arsenal tiene que jugar también un partido. Probablemente ellas son muy favoritas en ese encuentro, pero bueno, también lo tienen que jugar. Y bueno, el Arsenal sería el rival prácticamente estaría, bueno, no te digo seguro, pero hay muchas posibilidades de que sean ellas. Si cuando consigamos ganar al Corinthians, que me hubiera gustado que fuera un rival español, evidentemente le deseo siempre lo mejor al fútbol español. En este caso fue el Arsenal y yo también en mi trayectoria he estado también 10 años, ¿no? En Inglaterra, en el Tottenham Hotspur, así que seguro que será un partido especial, ¿no?